What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the picturesque, the Movie Defenders podcast studios in amazing Northeast Kansas, Rock Chalk Jayhawk. Thanks for taking a look at our Patreon campaign here. So you're probably asking yourselves, if you don't know already, what in the world is the Movie Defenders? Well, the Movie Defenders is a podcast that was born out of frustration, honestly. My friend and I, Donald, I am Scott, one of the Defenders, we wanted to start podcasting and talking about movies. The problem was every single podcast we listened to, every time we looked at a YouTube video or listened to a podcast, they were all the same. They claimed to be smarter than the filmmakers. They claimed that they could do a better job, and they generally crapped all over the film. Or they liked a couple of things, or they liked what was popular to like, bashed what was popular to bash, and pretty much claimed they could do better, and spent a good hour or 2 hours just ripping whatever it was they were reviewing to shreds. So when we got together to discuss our podcast, what are we going to talk about? Movies? Well, that's not original. That makes no sense. It's not original content. There's a ton of podcasts out there, and if you want a podcast to rip one of the movies you hated, man, just do any random search. You'll find them. They're out there. They're all over the place. So we thought, well, we generally, when we watch movies, we generally leave the theater going, you know what? That was a worthy way to spend 2 hours of my day. So we decided to spin the format and not only talk about relevant movie news or hot items, things like that going on in Hollywood, but also take a movie, generally, that was getting crapped on by critics and fans alike, and defend it. Now, not just defending it for the sake of defending it. I mean, I've seen Batman and Robin and Ice to Meet You. I can't do it. So we don't just like everything for the sake of just saying it was good when we don't feel it was. But there's a lot of films that we think have a lot of good qualities in them or a lot of merit to them, even if they had some flaws. Maybe we don't think they did. But generally, I think when people start bashing film, it's because they didn't really understand what the director was trying to do. They don't understand any of the limitations of the film, the timing of it, what the actor is trying to do, whatever it is. We generally have reasons. The directors and the filmmakers who make these things for years on end, they generally have reasons for everything that they do. They don't just throw it out there and make it up as they go along. What the hell, this will be fine. Now, they've gone over that script 800 times, and what you see on the film is very, very deliberate. So we discuss why that is, and we hope, maybe next time you go and see a movie that you didn't like the first time, maybe after listening to the show, you'll like it better than you did. We also review popular films. We don't just review movies that are getting crapped on, even though that was kind of the genesis of the core of the show. But anyway, we also do fun things. We do top 5 lists, and we do, like I said, we do movie news, things like that. So why are we here? What's Patreon? Patreon, if you've never subscribed to a Patreon campaign, it's a way to pledge some money to your favorite content to make sure it keeps being produced. The Movie Defenders has been operating in the red for a calendar year. But Donald and I told each other if we could get it through a year, if we can have a year's worth of episodes regularly put out with no breaks, maybe we have something here. And our audience has grown, and we're very proud of the show. But it is a cost center for us, right? It's an expense. So what we're trying to do is turn that around a little bit. We are part of the D20 Radio Network, which we are honored and very thankful to be part of. The D20 Radio Network is a network primarily full of either pop culture, which is sort of how we fit in, or gaming, tabletop gaming, role-playing game podcasts. So our show has kind of expanded past that audience, right? Trust me, we're not getting Joe Rogan's 4 million subscribers or anything, but that's fine. We're very happy with our numbers. But we would like to advertise the show in new places, in new ways, and expand our content, our offerings, and really get into this, which started as a hobby. We're really hoping to turn into something. So we want to continue to drop shows every other week, which we've been pretty successful with. Generally 3 weeks tops, I think, is the longest break we've had. So if you subscribe and pledge any amount of money at all, it doesn't matter what it is, you're going to get a subscriber-only podcast feed from us. So you're going to get extra show content. Whenever we drop a show, you're going to have extra content to listen to that only subscribers get. It doesn't matter how much money you pledge, everybody gets that. But depending on the pledge level that you're at, whether you go key grip or you get all the way up to director, you can do things like pick the movie review. You can get some cool Movie Defender swag and even host the show and guest host with us yourself. So you're going to get things nobody else can get, and you're going to be a part of the show that in a way that the regular listeners can't be. We might even call your name out on the show and give you a shout out if you're helping keep the lights on. So we want to get into the black, but we also want to produce a lot more content for you, the fans, and we want to grow the show in new areas, and that costs money. You want to start doing some ads and you want to start promoting the show in other places that it's not, you need some cash. So that's why we're here. And we thank everybody and we thank our fans so much for all the support. Sometimes people can be pretty cool when we defend a film that generally is getting pretty trashed on. And again, the point of it is not to defend a film that, the first 3 episodes in our episode feed, if you look at it, are the Star Wars prequels. They were our first 3 shows, so I think they're probably our worst 3 shows. We were just getting warmed up and getting our feet wet. But point of those shows is we didn't talk about Jar Jar. There's no point, right? Jar Jar, we get it. So if you want a podcast making fun of Jar Jar, don't listen to this because we skipped it. We talked about the things that were worthy of talking about, and we can do that more with your help. So thank you. Thank you for loving movies as much as we do, maybe even more. Thanks for checking out the page. Please subscribe. We'd love to have you on board, and we'd love to keep making new content, new shows, and really dive into this for a purpose more than just kind of a fun hobby. It's grown, and we couldn't have done that without you guys. So with that, thanks. Hopefully we'll see your name in the credits of our show. And anyway, thanks very much. Thanks for your time. Keep on loving movies. Don't trash them. They're fun. And we'll catch you later. Thanks, guys.